All right, now that we've had our refractory period, we're ready to go again. We're gonna go to the 1 in, 1 out position, so like De La Riva, that sort of thing. Where either we arrived here but a little bit sloppy and our partner pummeled in, or we just arrived here out of a De La Riva situation where we've got this kind of scenario going. So the primary method that we want to look for here is to control both of my partner's legs with either one arm or using my leg to, which we'll just have another video on that. Let's just keep things super simple. So if I'm finding myself here in the gi, this stuff is always a lot easier to achieve. If I can loop my arm over top of his ankle, closing my shoulder to create tension and grab the pant leg, I can start to rock to one side and basically just post switch onto my knee and complete the technical stand-up. Alternately, while I'm doing that, I can be stripping that grip and just performing the technical stand-up this way.
Killing 2 legs with 1 arm.
Yeah. This is a little harder to do in no-gi because obviously this kind of overhook and pant leg grip is pretty it's pretty OP in the gi. This is a cheater grip that you can just absolutely spam the shit out of. If we're gonna do this in no-gi, trying to reach here, this can just be pretty tricky. So what we're gonna look to do, if I'm going to try in no-gi to bind my partner's legs, is I'm gonna use the internal rotation of my hip. Right, so that's Suzanne Summers adductor kind of thing, where I turn my knee in to bring his legs closer together, and then I'm going to reach through, and hopefully this is visible, my fingers around my partner's, and like as close to my partner's ankle as possible. The higher up the leg we go, the less control we have. So ideally, we're kind of around here, and I'm keeping my knees pinched for a moment as I try to rock into base. You'll notice that like Rory's holding on to my leg right now. As we start to rock to the right, if he keeps holding on, he will fall. So most often people will let go. And then we're good. We can just finish the technical stand-up from there. If they don't let go, then that's fine too. As we rock to one side, we just post switch onto our knee and we get up that way. In this case, I can be letting go of his ankle. Like as we come up, I can be letting go of his ankle with this hand and not holding it with this hand and just using this leg to sit heavy, right? Hamstring to calf, whether I'm live toes or dead toes, as long as I'm really sitting on that leg, he can't withdraw it and I'll be fine.
So one detail that you guys might not be picking up is when we're in this 50-50 inside-out position, Rob is going to the side with his leg on the outside because this allows him the space to be able to withdraw that leg for that version of a technical stand-up. It's extremely difficult if we switch sides like this, that when I have my ability to like curl my leg here, that if we fell to this side, Rob's ability to try and perform any kind of technical stand-up there, even if the grip was let go, which we'll talk about like in the next video, my ability to use my own leg to block is very powerful from here. So this is where the battle starts to kind of happen, where because we're in equal positions, we're trying to dictate which side we fall to be strong. And so you're always trying to fall to the same side of your leg that's out so that you have that ability. And so this is where the manipulation of the legs, and obviously it's a preemptive that if you're completing the sweep, that as soon as your butt hits the ground, you're starting to try and dictate already. Because once Rob gets to that side, I can't really take him back the other direction. And this is where, in the gi, with those OP grips and stuff, we can get those really boring stalling matches. But the reason for that, unless it is legitimately just for stalling, for a competition, is that here, whoever fucks up first is going to just lose that battle.
Yeah.
There's not much that you can come back from. So I really like the detail, Rob, that you're showing there of that outside grip and almost like a De La Riva hook. Yeah. So when Rob's in that position, and we switch back to the other side again, you can see it. Rob didn't just have his leg sitting around lazily out here, because if Rob's leg isn't curled around like this, even though this leg is on the inside, I might still be able to, from here, drop.
Yeah, it's a hard
and withdraw my leg. Because, the grip here is really strong to the outside.
But the space underneath my thigh towards my butt, if Rory just points his toes, like ballet toes, more like that, he can circle it in, and it's going to be hard for me to stop that.
Yeah, so that's when
I'm maintaining this tension to internally rotate Rory's hip, for him to point his toes and circle them back in would require that knee to turn out. It would require external rotation of the hip. So even if I don't make the De La Riva hook, as long as I'm turning my partner's knee in, I'm going to have a lot more control than if my foot is just like planted and I'm just holding. Like, this is a cosmetic grip that has no biomechanical advantage in terms of controlling the lever to Rory's hip. Whereas the tension that comes from this involves a mechanical advantage that I've got.